Welcome to Creative Pages with Catherine. I'm Catherine, and guess what? It's time for a Craft Your Stash Ornaments playlist that I am at co-hosting with my friend Tasha at Sunflower Tasha DIYs, and you will want to check out all of the fun projects on the playlist. It is linked in the description box below this video. Go check out Tasha's channel as well. She has some fabulous projects for you today. And what am I doing? I am going to be working with our brand new Christmas charm collection from Creative Memories. I am a Creative Memories independent advisor. And if you don't already have an advisor, I would love to help you with your scrapbooking projects. You can send me an email. Link is found in my description box as well if you have a specific project you need help with, or I hope you might consider subscribing if you're new to my channel. I do really love interacting with all of my subscribers when they comment. And of course, if you like the projects, hit the thumbs up button or leave me a comment because those are always fun. All right, let's get to it. For those of you who are familiar with my channel, thank you so much for joining me again. Most of the time, I do start with a scrapbook page layout, and we will be doing a double page layout in just a little bit. But this time, I wanted to start with a card. Christmas is just one of those times of the year where people do enjoy sending cards, and I wanted to give you all an idea for a fun card using some of our ornament embellishments from our Christmas charm collection. I also have a piece of parakeet shimmer cardstock, which if you watched the October virtual crop, you will know I do like to add other cardstock ideas to your list that comes out with our index sheets for each collection. So parakeet shimmer does pair nicely with this collection. I cut this at 4 inches by 5¼ inches. And this was a scrap I had. You can do it for the full 4¼ by 5½. I am working on one of our blank cards from our blank card kit. I also had, again, from the October virtual crop, some of the plaid paper had the ornaments on the back side of it. So I went ahead and I cut this little strip at 1½ inches by 5¼ inches. And you'll probably realize why I did 1½ when you see the layout. For those of you who know that I like to do the 4¼ by 6¼ borders, I am using my zero centering ruler to make sure I get this running directly through the center of my card. So I line this up at 2⅛ inch on each side since we have 4¼ here, and that way our zero is right in the center. And then when I lined up my strip, I lined it up at 3/4 inch on either side of the zero because it's a 1½ inch strip. Half of that is 3/4 inch. And so I've pulled out 3 ornaments from our embellishment pack. We are going to layer these through our card. I'm going to grab our foam tape here and just go ahead and put a little bit going down our ornaments here to give it that extra bit of pop and highlight through our card. Now I'm using my microtip scissors, which are currently sold out. If you would like a pair of these, you can go to my Creative Memories website, and there's a box you can click where Home Office will send you an email when they come back in stock. I love these scissors so much. They are wonderful. They have a special coating on them, so I can cut through foam tape or things that have stick and glue on them all day. I've even cut Mod Podge papers that I've Mod Podged before with them, and they have cleaned up beautifully. They don't stick at all. They're wonderful, wonderful scissors. My favorite pair of scissors. Okay, this is going to come over here There we go. I want to make sure I'm on the card here. And I'm going to need to get a new roll of foam tape soon. That's always fun. And you know you're using products that you have. I'm going to put this one a little bit lower on our page here, and I kind of want to offset just a little bit. So I'm going out and kind of over our white space a little bit with that one. This one also went over the white space a bit. This one went a little bit more in. And on our sticker sheet, I found 3 stickers that say Spread Holiday Cheer. And I thought that would be kind of fun for the front of our card here. I'm trying to go in between the star and the ornament on the paper. I did fussy cut my strip of paper just so that way I'll just go ahead and show you real quick up here. I did kind of have where there's 3 stars up here at the top. It's really hard to see the white one. It just, the camera washes it out a bit, but we're going to put in our Spread Holiday Cheer. And this is going to be in between, well, this one's going to go over one of our ornaments, and I guess that's okay. And in between those other 2, blending in with that little green ornament there. And then Cheer is going down here. In and over a little bit more. So there we go. So the front of our card has our ornaments. It has our Spread Holiday Cheer. You can see we're just popping those up, kind of whereas the paper is just, I don't want to say static, but flat. It just really adds that extra little dimension and movement. And the way that the stickers are, it really kind of helps them pop as well. And then on the inside of the card, well, this is going to really show you what's coming. When we do our 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 mats from one sheet of designer paper, because we have a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, you wind up getting a little square out of the center. And it just so happened that my little square wound up with one perfect ornament and the little stars kind of cascading through it. So I'm going to add this to the inside of my card. You know, you can write easily on this other side a personal note, but sometimes when you're doing a bunch of Christmas cards, you don't always have time to write a lot. So I thought, you know, let's make it easy and go ahead and add our Merry Christmas to the inside from our sticker set again. And we're just going to overlay that one green star there and put our Merry Christmas coming out to the side here with our ornament. And we're going to add a few stars going through our card as well to kind of just highlight what's happening here more. Actually, let's do this. So I have you can see I have a little partial star here, and I'm going to overlay this one, our sticker, so that way it gives it a little bit of a shadow effect. I'm covering up the gold part of it, but just filling that in the rest of the way. And we're going to add our dark green over here to the side. Let's go ahead and turn that just a little bit. There we go. And finally, a red star. These are all from our sticker set. We're just going to put this other one down here. And so there you go. A really fun Christmas card with our ornaments being the star of it. All right. Who wouldn't want to receive that card? I know I would. And then, you know, the funny thing is when you send a card like this, you usually get a text. So it's really nice. Then you actually catch up with that person even more. You let them know you're thinking about them by sending the card, and then they text you and say, hey, did you make that card? It's so pretty. And you say, yes, I did. I'm so glad you liked it. Let's go ahead and get our layout done now. For our 2-page layout, we are going to start on the left side of the page, and I wanted to show you, I did use our festive light bulb punch to punch some light bulbs. I actually considered turning them into ornaments, and then I thought, you know what, we have a lot of ornaments on the page. These actually were going to they may look a little bit ornament-esque by the time we're done, but I just really wanted to add these. We are using them in the same paper that ornament paper because I did have some scraps as well. I cut 3 from the green plaid and then 3 from the red, which has the holly berries on the back of it. And this also was left over from the October virtual crop on my live tab of my channel. Now, this paper here, I am using from our silver and gold collection because we have a foiled paper in that pack. It has these dots on the back of it, but I just thought this really added a lot of shine and sparkle to the page. And also, it really goes fabulously with this Season's Greetings mat that I found. So we are using 2 mats from our mat pack, and they both just so happen to be on the left side of this page. One is the Season's Greetings, it has about the sleigh ride on the back, and the other one is a simple Christmas tree journal box card. This one has the bells on the back of it. We're going to start by adding these 2. This is 3/4 of an inch by 6 inches. And I'm working on our dark green cardstock for the base of both sides of this layout, and I'll talk you through it. So this is going to go right at the top left corner of our page. There we go. Making sure I get this lined up just right. There we go. And then I'm going to, whoops, I need to put tape on these also. Okay, so this one is going to be here, and I need it to make sure, because since I have the 3/4 of an inch pieces of paper here, I'm covering up basically about 1/4 of an inch of each. I just wanted a nice highlight, I guess, for these extra speckles bits on the mat. Let me move this up just a hair. There we go. So that's about a 1/2 inch showing on the bottom and about a 1/2 inch showing on the top. And I went crooked with this one. So let me straighten that out. And there you go. Trying to get it all straight is the hardest part, I think. How does that look? It still looks a little bit crooked, doesn't it? Okay, let me fix that again. I didn't press down all the way on the mat. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, here you go. You know what? Maybe it's every so often when you cut, you get a line that isn't quite straight. So I am going to, yep, there we go. Much better. Just flip it over. And now our mat looks great. We have those extra little foiled highlights for it. And then we're going to run our Christmas tree just right along the same lines as the mat. But our Christmas tree is going to be highlighted with the green because it has a green border around the mat as well. And that's the other thing, if you've watched my channel at all, I am a little bit funny about color. It's just one of my things. I am a chef as well and a food technologist. And I guess I just, when you put food on a plate, you want it to look pretty, and you eat with your eyes first, and you want the plate to be pleasing to your eye. I want my scrapbook pages to be pleasing to the eye as well. And I know that my photos are going to be the star, but why can't the star on my page have a nice, background to it? So that is how I do pages a lot. And this one is me just, I guess I call it freestyling a bit, essentially coming up with my own layout and design for my page. Now, these 2 mats from the ornament paper are the 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. This piece is again from that silver and gold collection. It is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So it is larger than what I typically do. And a lot of times I don't double mat either, but this time we are double matting where our photo will be on our page, and I'm okay with it. Since our ornament paper is directional, you will have 2 horizontal and 2 vertical mats for your layout. And then the or I want to call them ornaments because these light bulbs kind of do look like ornaments, but we have 6 of them here. I'm going to go ahead and put the tape on, and we're going to start with the green from the edge because I did see how it looked with the red on the edge and then how it looked with the green on the edge, and of course I liked the green on the edge better. So we're going to offset these a little bit. So some are going to be a little bit higher and some are going to be a little bit lower. I'm not going to press them down just yet, but I did want to have them, looks like they're going to be about 1/4 of an inch apart. And how do I know which one is green and which one is red? If you know what's on the opposite side of the paper, you know which one is green and which is red, because all of our papers are double-sided. They're lightweight. They don't weigh down your scrapbooks, and they're just fun to work with. This was my pandemic project, and it's a great stress relief for me. So let's go ahead and stick those down. You can see I just laid those out like that. We are going to be doing one more thing to these. We're going to pull out our shimmer brush pen. Now, I did pull out both my gold dual tip pen as well as my gold shimmer brush pen for this project because on the other side we'll be using the other pen, but we're going to add a little loop to each one of our little bulbs here, and then we're going to connect them. So it's just a very light oval that I'm essentially drawing in here. And you don't really need to do anything but just shake your pen a little bit. And then we're just going to add that quick oval to the top. And yes, I will hold it closer so you can see what I'm doing. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of a dotted line through it. So coming through our whole of our page here. So that it looks like we have that little bit of a wire, I guess, if you will, going through all of our bulbs here. So they're hanging on a little, mantle or whatever. I guess maybe kind of like what I did with my, it's my night blooming jasmine. So there you go. You can see it's subtle, it's there, it's beautiful, and it fits the page with our gold highlights that we're adding to the page on both sides. So our left side of our page is done, and I will talk to you all about where to put photos at the end because that's one of the things I do like to do as well. Let me bring in the right side of our page. All right, so here's the right side of our page. Again, another sheet of the dark green cardstock. I do have some more mats here, and then I've also got 3 more of our light bulbs, but you can see I used that gold foiled paper again with the light bulb on this side instead of the plaid that we used on the other side. Here's our other 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 mats. And I do have another sheet of the 4 3/4 by 6 1/4. I'm sorry, 6 3/4. 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. You can tell it's a size I don't use all that often. And then finally, I had this last piece that also was a scrap from that virtual crop. And I'm just using the whole thing because sometimes I do like to have options for when I go to put my photos on the page. This one is 5 3/4 by 8 1/4. And now this one is going to be the anchor for this side of the page. It's going up in the top right corner of our page. Here we go. And I love to give you all ideas of how to use those scraps. If you see me use a layout, we've used entire mat packs before. If you follow along with me when I'm scrapbooking here and putting pages together. Okay, so bottom corner with our double mat again. And then this one is going over here. Paper is directional. You do want to make sure you get it going the direction that the ornaments are going. And that's a little bit crooked, isn't it? Let me fix that one real quick here. Oops. Going about 1/4 of an inch from the edges of the page here. That looks better. Okay. And then finally we'll add our other 3 light bulb ornaments. Maybe it's a stretch to call them ornaments, but they do kind of, they're definitely hanging light bulbs. I mean, you could use it this way, you could use them whichever direction you want, but for me, this is the way that worked with the layout for me. And then here's where we're going to use our gold tip pen, our dual tip pen, because the colors worked better. So we're going to use the thinner end of our pen, so you can look at the picture on here to know which end you're getting of your pen. And I'm going to go ahead and draw in those little ovals again. And you can see just a slightly different shade than what we have on the other side. And I'm just going to go ahead and bring in some dotted lines again, coming down and through our page here. It's kind of fun to have this. And I guess if you want to add even a little loop-de-loop, you could, but here we go. I'm just going to run this through the page, and that's it. That's all. What did that take? 10 seconds to add that extra little detail to the page. Not bad at all. There we go. Okay, so let me bring in the other page and we'll get this thing wrapped up. Look at this. You have a beautiful 2-page Christmas layout that would be lovely in any book that you're putting together, or any scrapbook, I should say, for your photos. So here, 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 and here. And then you can put like 2 vertical photos, and you can angle these. So one up here and one down here, depending on how you trim them out. You can do 2 vertical photos as well up here, or you can even just do one larger horizontal photo as well. So you do have options there. Journaling, I do recommend in here, but if you decide you want to add a photo, you could easily cut down a photo and do a smaller one here, and then just not worry about the little lines, because you know what? The lines are in that little bit of gold, and it'll just match with the other gold lines you've drawn through your pages. So no big deal there. So you have options. I always like to share with you what your options could be. And then if you do put a photo here, you can easily journal above your tree, or get out this gold dual tip pen again, and you can just journal down here and in here in your green spaces that you have on your page. So that's it. Here's our card again, if you want to see that with the page. Well, here I am again to say farewell to you all for today. I hope you really enjoyed this project, and I wanted to remind you, don't forget to check out the rest of the playlist. I think you all will really enjoy it and be inspired. There are all kinds of crafting projects and inspiration to be found there, and I hope you take a little time to paper craft as well, and maybe make a few Christmas cards this year. Until next time.